Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nothing could have prepared fans for the shocking court ruling that has reportedly left Robyn Brown financially isolated and Kody Brown compelled by a judge's order to pay his sister wives directly. The twist feels like poetic justice to many who have followed the dissolution of the once expansive polygamous household. The Brown family has been rocked by one shocking development after another. Critics point out that Robyn appeared to lead a more comfortable lifestyle while Mary, Janelle, and Christine were frequently left to fend for themselves, worrying about bills, mortgages, and broken promises regarding property, like the notorious Kody Pass land in Flagstaff. Robyn has been accused for years of being the favorite wife, the one who allegedly controlled Kody's time, attention, and even the flow of money. The judge's decision reportedly deprives Robyn of control over the family finances and reroutes Kody's responsibilities toward the women who, in the eyes of fans, gave up the most but gained the least. With the courtroom drama erupting in real time, it now seems as though the tide has turned in a way that feels like karmic payback. The judge reportedly looked over years' worth of financial records and testimony, presenting a picture of a patriarch who poured money into one home while ignoring others. This situation was made worse by Christine's departure and Janelle's subsequent decision to leave, leaving Mary as the last to break free from the spiritual marriage that no longer offered her emotional or material security. Instead of letting the money flow through him and Robyn's household, which critics claim was set up to consolidate power in Robyn's favor, the court decision, which reportedly shocked even Kody himself, requires him to divide his earnings from TLC's Sister Wives show, book royalties, and other ventures directly among the wives. Fans have responded with joy on social media, with many saying that this is long overdue and that Janelle in particular deserves compensation after she revealed in heartbreaking interviews that she left the marriage with virtually nothing despite years of financial support, while Robyn was frequently spotted shopping for pricey decor or talking to Kody about her children's safety in a way that exposed a double standard. As the judge reminded the family that shared responsibility meant justice to all, not indulgence for one, Robyn allegedly broke down in tears during the heated courtroom proceedings. The judge made it obvious that favoritism had created an imbalance that must not continue. The judge rejected Kody's plea, citing evidence that the other wives had been left in financial precarity while Robyn's household prospered. Kody, who was clearly shaken, reportedly attempted to argue that Robyn's needs were greater and that his financial arrangement was intended to support the youngest children. In one especially heated instance, Mary reportedly testified about being abandoned in a large B&B project in Utah without any financial support from Kody, and Janelle described how difficult it was for her to repay bills associated with Kody Pass without any assistance. Instead of testifying in person, Christine, who is now married to David Woolley, allegedly provided records that emphasized the disparity in financial assistance throughout her years with Kody. This decision has sparked a fresh round of conjecture on the future of the family dynamic. Some believe Robyn, who has long been referred to as the last wife standing, may ultimately crumble under the strain of losing her financial stability and Kody's unwavering presence. Since so much of their relationship has been presented as an alliance that keeps them at the forefront of the family story while marginalizing others, viewers are already speculating about whether Robyn would stay with Kody if his financial influence declines. Viewers who recall Kody's previous remarks about being overworked, his hair-on-fire financial fear, and his propensity to place the responsibility for Robyn's financial expectations on the other wives while lavishing Robyn with presents and assurances, are aware of the irony. The women who spent decades creating and maintaining the Brown Empire may finally get the direct financial assistance they were always due thanks to this recent court ruling, which is leveling the playing field. According to some insiders, this might even compel TLC to reorganize payments so that Mary, Janelle, and Christine receive contractual guarantees instead of relying on Kody to allocate money equitably. This could then pave the way for spin-offs or individual projects that highlight their lives after Kody, further reducing his influence. Rumor has it that Robyn is distraught, feeling betrayed, by the system and taken aback by how quickly the narrative has changed from her being the one who is protected to being portrayed as a tool of Kody's favoritism. Online fan forums have seen everything from humorous memes that make fun of Robyn's tears to sobering conversations on financial abuse and the risks of one spouse having all the assets in a plural marriage. Longtime watchers are aware of the ruling symbolism. This is not just about money. It's about accountability, a message that Kody can no longer conceal behind patriarchal power or spiritual platitudes to justify his unequal treatment of his women. The decision casts doubt on Kody's willingness to comply going forward and might lead to further legal turmoil, particularly if Robyn pushes him to file an appeal. However, for the time being, fans are enthralled by the picture of Robyn severed, her financial stream interrupted, her security blanket torn, and many believe it is the long-overdue justice for Meri, Janelle, and Christine, women who dedicated decades to a man who eventually abandoned them both financially and emotionally. Everything is altered by the court's intervention, and as the narrative progresses, it becomes evident that the Sister Wives drama has entered a new phase in which the women's opinions are heard and supported without having to go through Kody and Robyn. Perhaps this marks the start of the actual breakdown of Kody's power and the release of those who were constantly cast into the background by his partiality. What fans find most fascinating is not only the legal details, but also the emotional unraveling of the dynamics that have been simmering beneath the surface for years and are now exposed under the harsh glare of courtroom reality. The aftermath of the judge's ruling that cut Robyn off financially and ordered Kody to pay his sister wives directly is reverberating through the Brown family like an earthquake. This change in perception is disastrous for Robyn's public image as well as her relationship with Kody, who now finds himself cornered in ways he never imagined. Robyn was once portrayed as the encouraging new wife who brought new life to the plural marriage, but now she is suddenly recast as the one who benefited the most while others struggled. According to trial witnesses, Robyn's emotional state fluctuated between sobbing fits and stunned silence as her meticulously planned world fell apart. She reportedly broke down when Meri revealed that she had been left to pay for her bed and breakfast in Utah alone, a project that Kody never seemed to support with the same fervor when Robyn wanted something new for her kids. Perhaps the most damning testimony came from Janelle, who calmly but firmly described years of financial imbalance. She described how she had to stretch every dollar while Kody and Robyn seemed to live comfortably, even buying a large home in Flagstaff that many fans saw as a sign of favoritism. By pointing out that fairness in a plural marriage does not entail favoring the youngest children at the expense of the others, and that Kody's pattern of resource distribution had created an intolerable imbalance that could not continue if financial justice were to be served, the judge's words sliced through the emotional haze with surgical precision. The decision may not directly benefit Christine financially because she has already moved on and rebuilt her life with David Woolley, but it symbolically validates everything she said on camera about feeling alone and marginalized, demonstrating that her decision to leave was both financially and emotionally sound. With hashtags like #JusticeForJanelle trending in some fan groups, fans have exploded online, hailing this as the end of the Robyn era and praising the fact that the system is finally holding Kody accountable. The damage has already been done, and Meri and Janelle in particular might never be able to recover the years of financial support they gave to Kody's dream, particularly the elusive goal of constructing homes on Coyote Pass, which turned into a battlefield rather than a family legacy. But beneath the festivities is a sobering reality. Since Robyn and Kody's marriage has always been characterized as both legal and emotional, Robyn is said to be afraid of losing both financial support and her status as the legal wife, which gave her leverage while the others were only connected spiritually. According to insiders, Robyn feels trapped and worries that her household may have to make concessions if Kody's income is now split directly. This is something she has apparently never had to think about since joining the family. Their relationship is reportedly being strained in ways never seen before by this worry and Kody's mounting annoyance at losing control. Although they previously put on a united front, fissures are now apparent as the burden of court-ordered accountability kicks in. According to some fans, This might be the start of Kody and Robyn's demise, because their relationship might not be able to handle the pressure and scrutiny without the protection of financial supremacy and favoritism. Critics say that this narrative will just further alienate fans who are sick of seeing them play the martyr card, but others think Robyn will cling closer to Kody and portray themselves as victims of an unjust system. With some observers pointing out that this case may establish a precedent for how courts handle financial disputes in non-traditional marriages, especially when favoritism and inequality are involved. The decision has also spurred discussion about the wider ramifications for polygamous families. Fans are likely to question whether Kody has ever truly valued the sacrifices made by his wives, or whether his leadership was always about consolidating power rather than fostering unity, further harming his already damaged public image from the mass exodus of his wives and his frequently explosive behavior on camera. In interviews, Janelle has alluded to her financial difficulties following the breakup, acknowledging that she departed with virtually nothing. Her admission now serves as the foundation for the judge's decision, and her admirers are calling for her to receive just compensation. Meri has also come to represent tenacity, her emphasis on self-determination and economic endeavors, like as her bed and breakfast, contrasts sharply with Robyn's characterization as reliant on Kody's financial favor. The irony is nearly cinematic. The woman who had it all is now experiencing scarcity, while the women who had less are becoming more independent thanks to new chances and public backing in addition to court rulings. Since the ruling changes the family's fundamental structure and might necessitate that the show move its focus from Kody's story to the empowered journeys of the wives who have finally achieved financial recognition, viewers of Sister Wives are left wondering how TLC will handle the drama in upcoming seasons. One thing is clear. The ruling has given the ladies a voice and agency that can no longer be mediated via Kody and Robyn's household, and that move is enormous. It remains to be seen if this will prevent the program from being cancelled or hasten its demise. In many respects, this is about justice as much as money, about admitting the years of injustice and charting a new path where accountability takes the place of favoritism. A judge's authority to look past the facade and into the financial reality of a family that has long been marketed as a picture of plural harmony, but has actually operated more like a pyramid with Robyn at the top, has validated the years of rumors, suspicions, and frustrations that fans have vented about on social media. Robyn's cutoff is more than just a headline. For now, fans will remember Robyn's tears in the courtroom and Kody's stunned silence as the judge gave the order as the pivotal moment, the day the Sister Wives story finally turned around and favored those who had been ignored for far too long. Whether Kody and Robyn can survive this new reality is still one of the most intriguing questions. What makes this entire ordeal even more fascinating is the ripple effect that extends beyond just the financial redistribution and into the emotional hierarchy of the family, because for over a decade Sister Wives has been built on the fragile scaffolding of Kody's authority and Robyn's perceived special status, and now that scaffolding has been kicked out from under them, leaving both scrambling to hold onto the image they so carefully curated, yet the cracks are widening faster than they can patch them. Insiders claim that Robyn has been pleading with Kody to find loopholes or appeal the ruling, desperate to maintain the life she built on the promise that being Kody's legal wife would always protect her from the instability the other wives faced. But with the judge making it clear that direct payments were non-negotiable, even Kody seems powerless, his once booming voice reduced to quiet frustration. Meanwhile, Meri has reportedly found a renewed sense of vindication, no longer painted as the isolated first wife begging for crumbs, but instead as a woman who outlasted years of emotional neglect and now sees the system acknowledging what she endured. Janelle, too, is said to be quietly celebrating, her practical nature steering her toward financial security and independence in ways that Robyn never cultivated for herself. The irony is glaring. Robyn, who once accused the other wives of not being fully committed to the family vision, is now the one appearing most dependent, while those she dismissed are building stronger futures without Kody's hand in their wallets. Fans on social media have seized on this irony, flooding forums with commentary that Robyn is finally being forced to live in the reality that Meri, Janelle, and Christine endured for years, with some even predicting that TLC will spin the next season around this legal drama, marketing it as the most explosive chapter yet. The phrase "Robyn cut off" has become a rallying cry, a symbolic moment in Sister Wives history where power shifted from secrecy to accountability, and the women who once stood in Kody's shadow are now stepping into the light of recognition. For viewers who have begged for justice, this ruling feels like the moment they never thought would come, a dramatic and almost cinematic payoff to years of imbalance, favoritism, and heartbreak. And whether the Browns survive the storm or shatter completely, the impact of the judge's order will linger as one of the most defining turning points in the family saga.